Hi, welcome back to the Discipler Group. We've got another great session planned for you today and look forward to your participation and the insights that you'll bring to the whole issue of stewardship. I remember one of the early lessons of stewardship in my ministry was when I was serving in Philadelphia. There we had a lot of ministries that reached out to the community around housing, community arts, and one of them was around emergency needs, in which we help people with utility bills and we help them with food and clothing. I'll never forget one day when I got to the office, through the mail slot, there was an envelope. There was just a handwritten note on the envelope that said, for the feeding program. I took it up to my office and opened it up, and inside that envelope was 5 pennies. 5 pennies. Obviously, someone had been touched by the feeding program and gave everything they had. I kept that envelope with those 5 pennies in my desk drawer. I embezzled 5 pennies. I did give a nickel back, but for a while I just left it there as a constant reminder that you never know who's going to come through the door, and that their gift might be everything that they have, everything that they can give, and to see each person through God's eyes. In stewardship, it really is looking at people through God's eyes and thanking and supporting, and also challenging some people to give their very best. Today we have with us Lovett Weems, who is someone throughout his whole ministry has given his very best. He's been the president of a seminary, he's been a pastor in a congregation, he's been a consultant, and now he works with Wesley Theological Seminary, heading up and leading their leadership development ministries. We're grateful that Lovett has come. He's going to talk about several principles around giving and stewardship. I hope that you'll take these principles and really begin to work them over in your own ministry and begin to think about how these principles help to inform what you do. Again, thanks for coming. We're glad that you're here, and we're also grateful for Lovett Weems and his ministry.
As we think about providing pastoral leadership for giving, we remember that John Wesley was clear that it's the love of money, not money itself, that's the root of all evil. But we also remember that in the earliest days of Methodism, Wesley noticed that with few exceptions, as Methodists grew in wealth, they tended to decline in grace. So we in the Wesleyan tradition have been about providing leadership for giving for a long time. I've identified 4 elements of effective leadership that seem to be found in every example of successful leadership, whatever the purpose is. And I'd like to share how these elements might relate to the specific task of providing leadership for giving. The first element is vision. That's the single most common element found in every story of successful leadership. A compelling vision to which people can give themselves. We know a vision is important for theological reasons, because the current state of things can never be deemed synonymous with God's ultimate will. So we are always about God's vision for the future. We're always about calling people to join together for something that's different from the current state of things. Well, how does this relate to stewardship? Well, it's just about everything when it comes to stewardship. A recent book was published called Passing the Plate, a major sociological study of giving by American Christians. And they discovered 2 types of churches. Not that any church is a pure example of either, but these represent 2 ends of a continuum, and churches tend to lean one way or the other. One type of church they call the paying the bills church. And in that church,